Okay, so welcome back to our Laravel sessions. So for this video, we will be adding a user authentication. Actually, we did that already when we have our Laravel Bootstrap and Vue. Also, we will be adding a user ID column to our user's ID. Uh, So earlier when we did our migrations, it did created us these tables. One of those is this one, the users table, which has the ID, the name, email verified, password, remember token, created, update at, which is also in here in our database. Where was that? Here. And then our migration. So create user stable. So yeah, this is responsible for creating our table users with these columns. Actually, we could add columns here on the fly, but for this demonstration, we will be um, making this as is. So we will just refreshing our authentication app so that our applications layout app would be updated and we'll have the login and log out and functionality, which earlier we deleted that into our navbar. So to do that, we will be going to our terminal now, and we will just issue the command again, php artisan UI bootstrap. So we'll just use bootstrap um, authentication. So when we press enter here, all right, so we'll be calling again the bootstrap scaffolding, which is earlier in our sessions we did this already, but in our case let's just do this again to overwrite our apps that layout. So because we already have the login that played, actually this is already working. Authentication, so this one, so we will just be replying this as no. For the passwords, confirm that blade. Okay, just type in no. For the email, just type in no. For the reset, that's type in no. The register already exists, just type in no. To verify, let's type in no. The home blade, actually we have our home blade already. Um, public resources, so yeah, this one we already have our home. So this would be our landing page whenever a user would be logging in. And we'll be creating streams for our uh, stream pages. So we'll just type in this no, and for this one, yeah, this is the file that we need to overwrite again for us to have the login here functionality back. Okay, because earlier I intentionally um, removed that So actually, our login here is already working together with the register. All right. So we'll just need this buttons to be placed into here, actually into our navvar. Okay, so before we will be replacing this one, okay, actually this is the same as the layout that we did already. Resources, views, and yeah, this one, the layouts, uh, app.blade.php, right? Okay, so before we will be overwriting this one, I'll just need to copy this one and place this into that editor. Right. Okay. So I have here my backup already. So let's try now to replace the file. Type in yes. Okay, for the home controller, okay, it already exists. No. So yeah, we have finished our authentication scaffolding generation. So we have successfully generated our authentication scaffolding. All right. All right. So, so after this one, let's try to take a look at our app.blade. Okay. So actually, this is the generated that replaced our app.blade previously. So it has already now the CSRF token. Okay. So this would be used for our authentication. So a user cannot jump right into the link without having to log into our session. And also in our navvar, so let's just try to put back our navvar here. So left side, so don't have our home, about, our product, services, and the streams here anymore. So we'll be putting that back here later. And as we can see, onto the right side of the navvar, we have now the authentication list. So here, if the user is not logging in or is just using as a guest, so it will uh, display this one into the navvar, the right side, which is the login, and then the register, right? And then else, if the user has logged in or has just registered, it will display now here the drop down menu. Okay. So authenticating the user with its, or it would be displaying the username in here, right? And some of the other functions like logout. Okay. Okay, so let's now try to refresh this one. Okay. So because we have updated our layouts, that app, that blade, that PHP, this is now coming from the Bootstrap authentication. All right, so we'd like to, all right, we also have our login and the register here. Actually, this is good to go. But what we need to do here is we will be adding back our navvar here, which is the home, the about, the product services and the streams. So I'd like to go back to our app.blade, and as we can see, we have here our CRF. So we'd like to actually it generated the navvar. We will be cutting this one because we have separated our navvar file. So we'll just be cutting this one here. Okay, and then we'll place this inside our include, which is the navvar, right? And then we'll just place that below here. And I'd like to have the navvar here. Okay, all right. So I'll just get this one from our previous navvar, the UL here. Just cut this one and place that on top of the right side of the navvar. So that is the left side actually. Okay. Save that one. Okay, and then also because this navgar is colored white, let's just use our old dark option on the navbar here. Just copy that and then change this one here. Okay, save that one, and I think so delete that. Save that one. Okay, and then in the app blade we need to include back our navvar so that it would replace now our white here, white navvar. So let's have here, so that would be app include uh, ink folder navvar, and then right inside our here also in the yield, let's have the include for the messages that we have created previously. That is ink dot messages or for our prompts. Okay, and then let's try to check it out. Alright, so we have already now our logged in here. Logged in and register home. Yes, it's uh-huh. Alright, so let's just take this by having now the let me delete the main here, and let me have here the div for the container to contain those contents. Oh, wait. Div. Right. Let's check that one. All right. Okay. Yeah. It's put into a container already. About products in the stream. All right. Logged in. Register. All right. Let's try to. Okay. Let's try to register now. So let's just say. mm, Register. Okay. So, all right. So it would lead us now to our dashboard. So it says here you are logged in and it's pointing to our home, right? All right, so let's try to change this one. So we'll go to our home, which is now the home that played that PHP. All right, so in here in our home that played at PHP, okay, let's just try to change this. You're logged in. Let's just have here H3 um, because this is now user been logging in successfully. So just placed here heading like your stream. Your streams. Okay, and then on top this one, all right. So this is for the messages actually. If it has successfully, will generate messages that we created earlier or previously in our previous videos. So on top of this one, let's just create now the link href. Uh, that would be now /streams create. Is that streams? Yeah. Is that create? Yeah, that's great. Streams create. And then let's give this a class of type of button btn equals to button btn primary, and then here let's how this is create string saved. Okay, let's try to check that one here. Oh, let's just logged out again, logged in as my email. What was that? This one, and then the password. Okay, yeah. We have now your streams here. Let's just create that later here, and then we have the create stream button. Yeah. So next is actually, all right. Let's do this again. Actually, when we do create now the post, okay. So when we try to create a stream, we try to look at our streams table. It doesn't have an ID of the user that created the stream. So we'd like to add a column here into our table streams. So that would be user ID. Okay, so to add that user ID column into or to be inserted to be added to our streams table, we will be doing this using the PHP artisan command. So in our terminal, let's just run issue the command PHP artisan make colon migration, and then let's try to specify the name of the column or the migration that we need to create. That would be add underscore user ID underscore to streams table, right? And let's try to run this one. And actually it generally created the migration. So it is here already. Add user ID to streams.php. And if we try to open this one, okay, let me close our terminal. So it has the function up and the function down. So each time we would be adding records to our streams table, this is the functionality app would be executed. And if ever we will be deleting the stream or the column, the function down would be executed. So it's like a roll up, undo something type of thing. All right. So in here for the public function up, let's try to have here schema table streams. That's correct function. And then let's just delete this blueprint here. And then in here, let's have a variable table. And then the integer. Okay, this is our data type for our column user. Let's underscore ID semicolon. And for our down, if we try to roll back, the migration, let's have schema table streams function table. Okay, let's delete the blueprint, and then in here let's have table. That would be now drop column. Okay, function, that would be user ID semicolon. Save that one. So after this one, okay, be sure to save that. We go back to our terminal. Let's run now the PHP artisan migrate. right? So we actually have now here add user ID to streams migrated, right? Right. So try to see now our back end here for the streams. Okay, so when we refresh, you can see that we have a user ID column already added to our streams table. So if we try to undo this one, let's just call the function down, which is to roll back, migrate PHP artisan migrate rollback. All right. So let's try to go back here again, and then user ID 0. Let's try to see our users. Actually, I have created previously a user, first user. Oh, it's supposedly to have an ID 1, and then the second time I created a user, generated an ID of 2. So let's just manually edit the streams here and put the owner, the user ID 2 into each of the streams here. So manually I'll just have to have, alright, wait. Okay, alright, so, okay. 2 here, right, and then the second one, 2 to make that here, right. So all these two streams is owned now by user ID 2. Alright, so next thing we need to do is we'd like to yeah, when we create now the stream, right, these streams should get the user ID of this user here. So we'd like to go to our streams controller. Let me just let's just close this all. So let's try to go to our streams controller, and then our saved bot functionality, which is yeah, the store. So actually it is creating a stream here, new stream title, message for input body, and let's try to add now the user ID. So that would be now stream variable, and then name, column name, user ID. So instead of a request, we will not be requesting that from the form. Instead, we will have the authentication. So because we created this already, authentication user, and then we get the user's ID. All right, save that one, and then let's try to create that one here. Alright, so let's add here somewhat like a dashboard column to the drop down. Okay, so to add a dashboard here, let's try to go back to our navbar. Let me close that one. Navbar, right? So that was here. before the log out. So let's try to, where's that log out? Okay, yeah. So let's just write here plus the uh, okay, alright. So let's have a href here plus right, let's just copy this one and then the href uh href would be now actually it's home, and then alright, a, and then let's name that as dashboard. Okay, let's try to save that one. Let's try to check that one here. Okay, so we have now our dashboard. Let's try let's try to run. Yeah, great stream dashboard. Alright, so okay, let's just start here. So you have first, second stream. Alright, let me go to the dashboard, create the stream. So let's have the third stream again. Or let's say this is now, yeah, this is our third stream. And then this is now the multiple second. Third stream, I guess. Submit that one. Okay, so we have now the third stream, right? The edit and the delete. Let's just try to check that in our streams. So we have the third stream now with the ID 4. And then, yes, we have now our user ID. Okay, so we have successfully created our user authentication using the login and register functionality of the Bootstrap. And later on, for the next video, let's just try to have this more relationships to these tables.